Attention, this content is intended for those ages 13 and up. If you're under the age of 13, please leave and come back when you're older. Thank you. Hello everybody, Articulation here, and welcome to my review of the NECA Trick or Treat Retro Cloth 8-inch Sam figure. Now, this isn't actually an unboxing and review because I have already taken this out. As you can see here, everything's loose and this packaging isn't sealed. I've had this for a bit, but it's time to give a review of this guy, and I definitely have some things to say about it. I do, it's not all negative and it's not all positive. That's all I'll say at the moment. But let's begin with the packaging. So, of course, we have the figure in the packaging here, and over here we have a picture of Sam right there. Trick or Treat. We have warning, ages 17 and up. We have NECA, and on the back of the box we have a bunch of obligatory product shots. Shows you some things you can see about the figure, and you do get a little bio right there. If you would like to read that, you can go ahead and pause and read it on up. But with that being said, let's get this opened up. So of course the card does come out, so once again you can look at that same thing. And here is Sam opened up and out of the packaging, and let's get right into it. So starting off with the sack, which happens to be my biggest issue with this figure. I do not like the sack on this figure whatsoever. It just does not look that great. And if I can bring your attention, here's the Ultimate Sam, which is in my opinion a far superior figure. I think the sack really doesn't hold a candle in this case. Now I have taken this off a couple times and looked at the head sculpt underneath there, and obviously I'm not going to be able to make this look as perfect as NECA did the first time they made it, but even when I first got this out of the packaging, it wasn't even all that fantastic. But yeah, as you can see here, like the sack, I just don't think is really all that great on this one right here. In particular, like the way the stitching is done and the color overall, like look how much darker the color is on the Ultimate figure as opposed to this one. Yeah, just overall, I don't know. I just don't really like the way the sack looks on the Retro Cloth one. That being said, however, on a more positive note, I absolutely love the entire outfit. I love the onesie. I love the cloth onesie. I think it is absolutely awesome, and I think it works really well. It looks great, and the bagginess doesn't really detract from the design in this figure, in my opinion, because he does kind of have a baggy. His clothes do kind of have this kind of baggy look to them in the movie. So yeah, I actually really love the onesie itself. I really love the outfit, but I don't know, the sack I'm just not really a big fan of. Now, if you want, you can remove the sack, and this is how I display this figure. What I do is I just take my little hook thing right here, and then I just hook in to underneath the knot here. Does take a bit to get it under there, but definitely just get something like this, go under there. You can untie the knot, pull out the little string, and this is definitely my preferred display option. You take off the sack, and boom, there is the unmasked Sam head, which looks absolutely fantastic. I will go straight up. I absolutely love this head sculpt. This is my preferred display for this figure, because this looks perfect, man. I love once again, I think the onesie looks absolutely fantastic on this Retro Cloth Sam, and the head sculpt looks fantastic on this one. It looks really, really great, just as good as it does on the Ultimate figure. The hands on the figure, you can see here we have one relaxed hand right here with his little fingerless gloves and his little pumpkin fingers showing through there. And then on the other side, he does have his gripping hand to hold his sucker. The onesie itself, you can see you do have the stitches right here on the torso right here. You have the stitches right there, which look pretty cool. On the back, you do have his pocket, which you can actually stick his sucker into, which we'll show in just a second. It looks like some string just got stuck onto there, some static electricity going on there. And once again, the legs, obviously, and then the feet look pretty good here. One thing that doesn't come across well on camera at all is how dirty they made the outfit actually look. I think they did a really great job with dinging up the outfit and making it look like Sam is, worn it out for quite some time, but it doesn't really show up on the camera, but there is like dust dirt detail in the actual in the onesie in IRL. So with that being said, let's get in on the accessories. I bumped the camera. So yes, the sack is kind of an accessory in and of itself, so that is one accessory you get. But getting into the real accessories, first things first, of course, you do get his iconic lollipop here, which looks absolutely fantastic. I think the bite mark, I actually think this one looks better than the one that came with the Ultimate Sam. I really love the way this looks, and that's probably just because it's bigger, so they had a lot more, they had a bigger canvas to make this and make it look better. Same thing with like the quarter scale NECA figures, so I think they did a great job with this. And to give him this, it just slips into this hand right here really easily, and he holds it really, really well. As you can see here, it actually doesn't want to go in. There we go. Why aren't you holding it? There we go. You just gotta find the sweet spot, and there you go. There he is with his sucker right there, which is awesome. I really love the sucker on this particular figure. I think it's just really well done. And you get his trick-or-treat sack, which is also really cool. So this is empty when you get it, and there is some wire in here, so you can like kind of bend it to your however you want it. It is actually, you can't actually get him to actually hold this in his hand. Neither of his hands can do it. You kind of just have to kind of like perch it up against him and kind of make it look like he's holding it. Do something like that, obviously. But what you can do with this that is pretty darn cool, if we just move everything out of the way here, what you can do with this is, once again, you get some tool, you got a tool here, come in here and just untie this knot right here, and then you can open it up and you can fill this with whatever you want. And the thing that works best is what you do, guys, what I've been doing is you take some alternate head sculpts from your various NECA figures, just to kind of to kind of fill it up a little bit. So just take some of your alternate head sculpts and stick them in there. Just, some head sculpts that I don't really have any intention of ever using with other figures. And there you go, that kind of fills it out a little bit more. And then what you can do is you can just kind of twist it up like this, and then get the string, stick it around there, and tie the knot. And boom, there you go. There you have the sack actually kind of filled up a little bit, which gives it a lot more bagginess. It actually lets it sit up, and it looks really good just kind of sitting behind him once you actually fill it up with something, and it has more of a form to it. So yeah, there you also do get the sack with this figure, the trick-or-treat sack. Now for articulation, the head sculpt is on a ball joint at the base of the neck right here, so you can get a little bit of tilt, a little bit of up, a little bit of down, pretty good amount of down right there, and a full 360. Of course, if you have the sack on, it's going to hinder the articulation quite a bit, so do keep that in mind. Arms can do a full 360, but of course the cloth outfit is going to hinder it. That's just the nature of the 8-inch retro cloth figures. There is a 90-degree bend at the arm here, but once again, that cloth is always going to be in there bugging you, not letting you get the full range of articulation that you could get without the outfit, obviously. Hands are on a hinge at the base right there, so you can go up, they can go down, and of course they can swivel. Legs can go forward that far, back that far, actually a really good amount of back, and a little bit less than 90 degree at the knee right there. And then the feet do have a hinge up and down. One of my biggest complaints with the retro cloth figures is that this is what they do with the feet. I really wish they had some kind of ankle pivot in the feet, because I know that's not really I know that they're trying to do what, like, the old Mego style figures were, but I mean, the ankle pivot would help so much if they would put that in. But it is what it is. And now for comparison, here he is with the Ultimate Sam, and I just cannot. I definitely am not going to hold anything back. I think the Ultimate Sam is far superior to the Retro Cloth Sam. I think they're both really nice, and and if you are a Sam figure, I mean, they're both worth getting, but if you only want one, if you're just looking for a Sam figure to add into the horror collection, the Ultimate is definitely my personal recommendation. However, I do like this Retro Cloth version, because I really like the way the onesie looks on this one, but overall, the Ultimate just beats it in every way, I feel. And we'll also bring in the older Sam figure right here, just so you can see how that scales if anyone's curious about that. So there's the old Sam. So there's all three of the NECA Sam figures so far. You can actually get a pretty cool display going on with the accessories from these guys. I mean, like, definitely, I mean, we got a lot of Sam accessories here, so you can make a pretty cool display. But moving on, let's start with comparing him with some other 8-inch retro cloth figures. Alright, here he is with the 8-inch retro cloth Nightbreed Dr. Decker. Here he is with Ghostface, the 8-inch retro cloth Ghostface. By the way, guys, I'm really starting to come around to these retro cloth figures. I actually like them quite a bit now. It just took a couple figures to get me really into them. But now to compare him with some standard 7-inch NECA figures, here he is with the Ultimate Part 4 Jason Voorhees. And here he is with the Ultimate Freddy vs. Jason Voorhees. Here he is with the Part 3 Ultimate Freddy Krueger. Here he is with the Halloween 2018 Michael Myers. Here he is with the Ultimate Version 2 1990 Pennywise. Here he is with the Ultimate Chucky. Little bastard didn't want to stay up. Here he is with the Ultimate Tiffany. Here he is with Billy. Here he is with the Ultimate Leatherface. Alrighty, now for our showcase. Alrighty, so final verdict on the 8-inch Retroclaw Sam. This is not a bad figure by any means. I am not saying this is a bad figure. I am just saying that I personally have issues with this figure. I really dislike the sack, the mask, his mask, his sack. I really don't like it. But other than that, I think the figure's pretty awesome. I do really like the unmasked head. I absolutely love the onesie overall. I think they did a fantastic job on it, and I think it looks fantastic on him because it looks so accurate to how it does in the movie. Yeah, I think the onesie is just perfectly done. I do like his trick-or-treating sack as well. I think it's a nice little thing to throw in here. The packaging is nice, although it could be cooler. I mean, you compare that to the Nightbreed, to the Dr. Decker packaging, and yeah, it doesn't really hold a standing chance, but still pretty cool. And overall, a nice figure. I would say that this is not that I would recommend getting the Ultimate Sam over this one. I feel that that one has better options, and even though the head sculpt looks fantastic on this one, the unmasked head sculpt looks fantastic on this one, and the torso and, you know, the body looks fantastic on this one as well. I think that it looks just as good on the Ultimate Sam. Plus, the size is better if you're going to be using it with your other Ultimate figures. Obviously, I mean, if you're only into the Retroclaw figures, then this is perfect for you, but I would say, overall, if I had to pick one over the other, I would say the Ultimate Sam is definitely the superior figure over this. And for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and give this figure an 8.5 out of 10. I think he is definitely really good if you're a Sam fan. Definitely worth it. If you're collecting the Retroclaw fans, definitely worth getting. But overall, not like 100%, like, definitely just not... God, I can't speak. I just really don't think that he is the best Sam figure out there, but I do think he is overall a very nice figure and definitely worth adding to the collection if you are interested in him. So, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more NECA content if you are of the appropriate age, and this is DK Guillotine, signing out.